Welcome to The American Dream, a show that started right here in San Diego, America's finest city, that now spans positive media all across the country, real stories in real neighborhoods. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and here's The American Dream. Welcome to The American Dream, a real show, not a reality show. The real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
It's not just about what you're living in, but the community you're going to live in.
High-rise luxury living.
People are the vehicle, people are the connection, people are the expansion.
Helping folks just like you find your dream home.
It just never disappoints.
Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts. The opportunity to achieve our biggest goals and aspirations.
It's the American Dream.
Hi, Janet Clancy, host of American Dream TV and Selling Charleston. And today we're located at beautiful Rainbow Row, right here in downtown Charleston. And I can't wait to unravel the history with you behind these beautiful, iconic buildings. In the 19th century, these homes were used as warehouses to house indigo, rice, and tobacco. However, when the maritime trade industry started to decline, these homes fell into disrepair. So a lady named Dorothy Haskell in the 1930s decided to purchase the homes, 6 of them, paint them beautiful pastel colors, thus creating Rainbow Row, one of the most picturesque and iconic places in downtown Charleston. Over the past decade, Charleston's craft brew industry has continued to grow, putting up breweries on every corner of the peninsula. But the love affair with brewing goes back just like the history of Rainbow Row. All right, guys, so we've stepped inside Tradesman Brewery today, where we're going to speak with the operating partners of Tradesman. We have Sarah McConnell, Heather and Sean Herman, and Scott McConnell, who will be doing the brewery tour here shortly. All right, guys, so tell me a little bit about how Tradesman got started.
A good friend of mine, we've done other business ventures together, and last couple of years we've been talking about getting involved in a brewery. We looked at different options of trying to start one on our own, which was a really good thing we didn't, because it was a lot more work than we anticipated. And we met Scott and Sarah, and we sat down with them, and over several months going back and forth talking, we found like this was a really good idea for us to partner with them and really grow the Tradesman name. They started a great name, and now we just want to take it to the next level.
Well, I'm super excited to go meet Scott and get a tour of the brewery and how the whole system works.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, Scott, your wife told me that I'd find you right here in the Brewery of Tradesmen. I want to know a little bit about the brewing process and what you have to do to create these amazing beers that you have on tap.
Well, first, beer starts with grain. We take the grain, we run it through a mill, which is like a roller, then drops through the mill, goes through an auger, goes to the big container up top, goes to that vessel right there, where we then mix it with water at the right temperatures, usually pretty warm. And we stir and mix it for about an hour. And what that does is the enzymes convert the starches into sugars. And once that process is done, we have a liquid that's called wort. And wort is just basically sugar water. From there, then we take the wort from there and we move it to the kettle and we boil it, typically for an hour. And we'll add hops at different times, depending on what we're making and how sweet or how bitter we want also plays into a part. Okay. And once it's through boiling, then we run it through a heat exchanger, move it to the fermenter, and from there we add our yeast, which the style of beer determines the style of yeast that we use, because yeast give off a lot more flavors than people realize. The yeast and wort is then considered beer.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you so much. And I say we cheers and head back in and have a cold beer.
Sure.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Scott. I'm sitting here with my amazing husband, PJ Clancy, and a good friend of ours, Sean Oliveira, and apparently there's rumors going around that you guys are collaborating with Tradesmen about a really cool concept with your Bearded BS podcast. So can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Pilsner. We have it right here, 6.4%, which is great.
One at a time.
One at a time. Yeah, you can take it slow.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me today as we toured beautiful downtown Charleston and Rainbow Row and ended right here at Tradesman Brewery, located just outside of downtown Charleston. I'm your host with American Dream TV, Janet Clancy, and I can't wait to see you on our next episode of Selling Charleston.
Hi, this is Marilyn Nolan, TV host for American Dream, and I'm here at Brook Creek Gardens to introduce you to an event that I've been coming to for a long time. Let's go behind the scenes and show you the history and the making of Nights of 1,000 Candles.
Some of our missions are conservation, education, preservation, and so we want to keep this nature for people to enjoy for forever.
And you know, the thing about that I always notice being around here in the area, there's events going on just about every month.
Yes, we have a lot going on here at Brook Green. In the summertime, we have a wonderful event called Summer Light Art by Night that we do on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. And the galleries are open. You can come see the art of Brook Green at night, which is, under the lights, and it's really magical. Of course, our Nights of 1,000 Candles, it comes up in the holiday season, is absolutely magical, and one of the most popular events in the Southeast. And then we do smaller events. We have a Harvest Home Weekend. We do a wine festival in spring. We do brew at the zoo in the fall. There's just always something happening.
You mentioned one of the events would you say that is probably one of the most popular events?
Absolutely. Brook Green's we're a nonprofit, and Nights of 1,000 Candles is pretty much our biggest fundraiser of the year. Last year we had between 80 and 85,000 people visit.
Wow, a lot of people.
A lot of people, and this year we're going to break that record. So,
and that goes on from what time to what time? About almost a whole month.
Almost a month. We start right after Thanksgiving, and go through the end of December. But we do take a few nights off along that time. So it's not every night. Again, you have to check our website. But people need to buy their tickets early.
Yeah.
Start selling tickets in the summer. If you wait until October or November, we could be sold out.
That's unbelievable. With that being said, I know we've got an expert that's been doing this for a long time with all this setup, because that particular event is one of the biggest. I really want to hone down on that one.
Yes, I want to introduce you to Janet.
Thanks for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's great to meet you.
It was great to meet you too. I am now hearing the work that goes into this event. So I want you to tell me, when do you start preparing for the Night of 1,000 Candles?
Well, we technically do it all year round.
Okay.
But we start in the garden the day after Labor Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a great production. How many acres around here?
Walkable acres of 250.
Wow. So and every one of those have lights?
Yes, we have a butterfly set up for the garden. The Huntingtons set it up where there are wings. So if you look at a map, the interior of the garden looks like wings. So each wing has its own theme. So we have like a red and white theme, a blue and white, a green and white, and then we have the children's garden, which is every color.
Oh, fun!
Well, we did start back in 1999, and it was basically candles, over 1,000 candles being lit with some lights. And over the last 24 years, it's evolved. We now have over 3,000 candles that we light every night. So every night there are candles on pedestals, there are candles in pools. We have some of them on walls. And every day we have volunteers and employees who go through, we candle everything, and we light all 3,000 every night. And we blow them all out every night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just so
that sets us apart.
It does, totally. And that's, just in itself, that makes it so beautiful. Again, I thank you so much for all your information in the background. Well, that's a wrap on this segment of American Dream. I hope you enjoyed Brook Green Gardens as much as I have for so many years. Just make sure that you get your tickets early if you want to enjoy Nights of the Thousand Candles for next year.
Hi, I'm your host, Chandra Roosh.
And I'm your co-host, Ashley Dutton. Welcome to the American Dream. On today's episode, we're so excited. We're going to be showing you guys just a few of the reasons why Charleston has been named one of the best places to live in the entire country.
In just a second, we're going to be heading down to Wadmalaw Island. It's just 30 minutes south of Charleston. We're going to Deepwater Vineyards for a little wine tasting and then a traditional low country boil.
You guys are not going to want to miss this, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Deepwater Vineyard, y'all. My name is Adam. I'll be serving y'all today.
We're excited. Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming. Before we get started, I would like to give a little background on this vineyard. Deepwater Vineyard actually started in the late 90s as Irvin House Vineyard when our former owner, Jim Irvin, planted over 12 acres of muscadine grapes that you probably saw while you were driving in here. So what we grow here on site are 4 different varietals. You can see the Terra grape, the Carlos grape, the Ison grape, and the Noble grape. Muscadines do usually produce a perceptually sweeter wine. Jim and Ann Irvin owned Irvin House Vineyards up until 2016. And in 2016, they sold it off to a really lovely couple from Minnesota named Jesse and Andrea Frywald. And they changed it over to Deepwater Vineyards. So we've made a lot of changes in the past couple of years to make it what it is today. All right, so your first 2 options are either the Sauvignon Blanc or the Reserve Chardonnay. This Reserve Chardonnay has been in oak barrels for over 12 months, kind of a classic California Chardonnay. On the other hand, you have the Sauvignon Blanc, which is very crisp, light, and refreshing. It doesn't have a ton of finish to it, but it has some really nice lime and lemon citrus notes to it. So go ahead and flip your cup for me. I will start down here and then let me know which one you'd rather have.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming out. It's so good to see you.
Oh, it's so much fun. Cheers to business, life, friendship,
friends,
and a successful 2024.
And doing it all together.
That's right.
Having lots of fun.
Yay.
Cheers.
This is shrimp boil, which another name for it in the South is called frogmore stew. And the ingredients are basic. It's potatoes, corn, sausage, and shrimp.
Thanks again for joining us on another episode of The American Dream.
Today we took you to downtown Charleston and Wadmalaw Island for a wine tasting and a traditional low country shrimp boil. We hope to see you next time.
Hi, welcome. I'm your new host, Kristen Roy, and welcome to Financing the American Dream. We are outside today at the beautiful Train Museum, and we're going to take a little trolley ride. So let's hop on and let's go.
As we begin, I'd like to tell you a little history about how Aiken became a train town. In the early 1830s, a man by the name of William Aiken, who lived in Charleston, South Carolina, became president of the newly formed South Carolina Railroad and Canal Company. So William Aiken wanted to build a railroad, and he hired an engineer by the name of Horatio Allen to lay out the best possible route. He sent 2 surveyors into this area in the 1833 to figure out what was the best route to use. So with that, the railroad was approved, and it was completed in 1833. Aiken would become the 2nd town in the country to be laid out by a railroad.
You guys, that was so much fun. Now we're gonna go check out Casey. We're gonna meet her and talk all things Aiken. So let's go. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So we know that Aiken is such a magical gem of a place. So what do you think draws people to Aiken?
Absolutely. There's honestly so much that brings people to Aiken. It's such a charming town. It's very cute, very quaint. What brings people to Aiken is our downtown. Most people consider it the heartbeat of Aiken. We've got thriving storefronts, we've got restaurants, we've got things to do. Downtown is really where people are coming when they're visiting Aiken. And really historically, people have come to Aiken as a wellness retreat, right? They come to unwind, they come to relax, they come to enjoy our accommodations. So people still do that to this day. Aiken is definitely known for our equestrian culture. That's really just embedded into who Aiken is. You'll even see people riding their horses down the streets of Aiken. So we've got polo matches on Sundays. We've got a variety of different tournaments that are always going on. Those are almost always free to spectators. So if you've never been, you've never experienced that, go to one of our events. Those are all on the Visit Aiken website, and there's many throughout the year.
Well, thank you, Casey, so much for your time. You have so much knowledge about Aiken, and we just really appreciate you, and I can't wait to continue working with you in the future.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. We love people coming to Aiken.
We are here with Deirdre, our good friend and a premier agent of Maybaum, and we're so excited to chat with you about your history, and you've been in Aiken for a long time.
Thank you for asking me to participate in this. It's a great opportunity. So one of the reasons we chose this house, you and I, to talk about was because it truly is one of the jewels in the crown in the Aiken Historic District. We believe it was built in 1928. It was designed by a very well-respected group of architects out of Augusta. And as you can see, when you look out through these windows, there's an extraordinary range of specimen trees, everything from magnolias to crepe myrtles to these wonderful live oaks. When Mr. Ambrose Clark, who had, again, very deep equestrian roots from the Northeast, bought it, he named it after one of his famous racehorses, Kelsborough Jack. It has 6 bedrooms, ensuite. It has a formal living room that we're sitting in, 4 working fireplaces, beautiful paneled library just down the hall, a very formal dining room. Everywhere you look in this house, you notice the quality of the millwork, the woodwork. They don't build them this way anymore. The craftsmen don't exist. There's a beautiful stable. It's a courtyard barn, which is one of the many popular styles still today, where the horses can look out across a courtyard at each other. Where this sits is in the very heart of the equestrian horse district. The training track for thoroughbreds is a stone's throw up the dirt road. Note, we are on one of the dirt roads that truly defines an old Aiken community.
Yes. Thank you so much, Deirdre, for your time, and we really appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next American Dream.
Welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Amy Brandy. Today, we are on Daniel Island, a charming paradise nestled in the heart of South Carolina's Low Country. Join us as we explore this gorgeous island town, and come along as we tour a stunning luxury estate built by a local Daniel Island builder that is sure to leave you speechless. Daniel Island is a planned residential community located in Charleston, South Carolina. It is known for its upscale and suburban feel with a mix of residential neighborhoods, parks, top-rated schools, and commercial areas. The island offers a variety of amenities, including golf courses, tennis facilities, shopping, and 5-star dining options. Daniel Island is an affluent community that prides itself in keeping a family-friendly and small-town feel. It is one of the more expensive Charleston markets due to its proximity to downtown and all its natural beauty. The current median sales price here in DI is over $2 million. Right now, we're gonna go check out this incredible home built by award-winning luxury home builder Shelter Custom Built Living. Let's go. Welcome to 156 Nobles Point, an elegant and modern estate featuring 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, and just under 7,500 square feet with a dock and stunning marsh views. Today we are joined by Ryan Butler, owner of Shelter Custom Built Living. Thank you so much for having us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming
home.
by. Thank you for coming.
So kind of tell us a little bit about Shelter Custom Built Living. How did you get started, and just a little bit more about your company?
So Shelter is approaching its 11th year in business. We started about 11 years ago. I grew up in the industry. My father was a home builder, so I'm a second generation builder. I grew up cleaning job sites and working on framing crews, and went to school for construction management out in Ohio, knowing I wanted to go into residential construction. And then after I graduated, I moved down to Atlanta, worked for a home builder out of Atlanta for about 15 years. And then after that, I started Shelter. So
wow, so lots of experience in the building world.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, I absolutely love everything that you guys do. Your homes are incredible. What I especially love is that every home is really, unique and really true to the custom home feel.
Sure,
I know that that's something that you pride yourselves in, and making sure that every home really is one of a kind. How would you say you go about that?
Well, first of all, I appreciate you noticing. We take a lot of pride in our designs of our houses and how each home is unique to the particular purchaser or client. So what we like to do is really find out the client's taste and wants and needs and their style.
Sure.
And kind of build upon that. We have a great team of designers and artisans and contractors, builders and so forth. And we like to make every home a little bit unique. A lot of times people come to us and show us pictures of our homes that they really like and they want to duplicate it.
Yep.
But we really try to push them. Let's start that as an inspiration, and let's put your twist on it. Let's make it a little bit different. Sure, so it's really unique to them.
Awesome. It definitely works. So you guys are doing an awesome job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So we are here in 156 Nobles Point.
Yes.
Gorgeous property. What was your vision here? When you decided to build this one, what was the idea around, building this one?
Well, we wanted a large open floor plan, and obviously a lot of glass. We wanted to be able to take in the views of nature around. We have a beautiful marsh and live oak trees.
Yeah.
So along with the openness, we liked clean lines and minimal amount of trim, and try to keep everything as sleek and clean as possible.
Yeah.
And mix in some whites with some natural tones.
Yeah.
With the cabinets and the hardwood floors. And a lot of our homes, we like to do taller ceilings. These are 12-foot ceilings, so it really gives you a lot of volume and makes it feel grand.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Well, thank you so much for having us here today and just really showing us this gorgeous home and all of the work that you have done in your company. We really appreciate your time.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining me as we explore this gorgeous home here on Daniel Island. I'm your host, Amy Brandy, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The American Dream.
Hey everybody, Susie Torres here. I am your host for ADTV Selling Charleston. We are in Summerville, South Carolina at the club at Pine Forest. We are gonna check this out. There is awesome amenities here as well as residential community house living. And so let's check it out together. And here we are on the Pine Forest course with my lovely husband, Bo Tarosi. He's also a golf pro, and we are residents of the community. So he's going to tell you a little bit about this super cool, amazing hole.
So here at the Club of Pine Forest, golf course is about 30 years old, and originally when it first opened, Golf Digest proclaimed it a Little Augusta here in Summerville, South Carolina. And Little Augusta being like with the grandiose pine trees and the azaleas that'll bloom in the springtime. It's a gorgeous place. And the 12th hole out here is very reminiscent to the 12th at Augusta National, the famed Masters course. And although this is a par 4, the green complex is the same design, same characteristics of number 12 at Augusta. So not all of us have the luxury of playing Augusta National, but all of us have the opportunity to come out here to Pine Forest. It's a semi-private club here in Summerville, and the public is welcome.
We are now home at our house in Pine Forest. The great thing about living here is we have all these awesome amenities, pickleball, tennis, golf, all that fun stuff. There is also over 950 residential homes here. There's quite a variety. It's definitely not a cookie cutter community, and lots of events and lots of things going on. So it's an awesome place to live here in Summerville. It is the last day of the Coastal Carolina Fair. We gotta get there. Come on guys, let's go.
Hey there.
Hey Eddie, good to see you.
Hi. Welcome.
So we are here at the Coastal Carolina Fair with the famous Eddie Bush. And he's about to play with his band at 5:30. We're about an hour before. And just checking in with them and also finding out, like, what is it about Charleston that inspires you so much for your music, Eddie?
Well, you know, Charleston is such a beautiful place. I mean, it's filled with so much spirit, and I've lived there since I was 6 years old. It's a place that really influences what I do, and can be very inspirational. It's very, it's a beautiful place every day. I love it.
Candy canes hang on the tree.
So I know that you obviously have a very famous Christmas song, which we're going to feature, but also you're a songwriter, you practice guitar, teach guitar, so tell us a little bit about everything that you have to offer in the area and your band and everything else.
Well, first of all, we got to introduce the Mayhem.
Yes.
The world famous, the great Mr. Benjamin Beatbox Bennett on bass guitar over here.
How you doing?
And when I say he's great, I'm not kidding. If you haven't seen the band, it's just an unbelievable talent level in this band. Our favorite drummer over here, Mr. DeMario Kitt, and of course this genius right here, Mr. Latrell Singleton.
And as far as your band, where all are you guys playing in the Low Country?
We play all over the place. Of course, I just mentioned the music hall. We do that occasionally. We play at the Windjammer. We play at a place in Summerville called Montreux pretty regularly.
And how long have you all been together?
A couple of years. Actually, we've been at it. We made a live record. We released a live record last year at the Charleston Music Hall.
Well, you're doing a great job, and they were just inducted in the Low Country
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Absolutely, which is an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to have you here.
Yeah, I love it.
One more time, hey, that's how I see Christmas.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of ADTV Selling Charleston with myself, Susie Torres, and my husband, Bo Tarosi. We are just finishing up here at the fair eating these low-calorie meals and going to be headed home for the day. So we had a fabulous day, and we appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to the next episode.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, produced from America's finest city, but shot in the heart of your neighborhoods. Don't forget positive media when the world really needs it. Follow us on social media at The American Dream TV. See you next time. In the meantime, cheers to your American dream.